it let you know it's recording?
Yep.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of like hold it.
Yeah. Actually, I wish I had it use my phone because it might have looked better, but
I was supposed to get my laptop at Best Buy today, but I got there, I found the one I wanted, and they're like, "Yeah, well, we don't have that." And I was like, "What?"
That's dumb.
And then they said, "Oh, well, you can just take a picture of the receipt and then bring it to the cashier, and then you can order it, and it can be yours by Friday." And I was like, "Nah, I'm not trying to wait on a laptop. When I buy it, I want to have it because I need it for specific things."
Yeah, that's annoying.
Yeah. So with all that being said, I have you returning as a guest. You were the guest on the first episode, so now we're kind of like coming full circle here, the second episode.
Yep.
And so we did the first episode back in November, and boy, has the world changed since November.
I know, it's really crazy.
I feel like just so far this year, even though we're only 6 months into it, it feels like it's been so much longer.
Oh, it feels like we've been through like a whole decade.
Yeah. It's only the beginning.
Because there's just been so... It's like the world has just completely flipped.
Yeah.
And it's like it took 6 months to, like, for for some things to happen that happened within a 10-year span or something. It just feels very strange that it happened. Everything is happening so quick. It's nuts.
Yeah, but I think we're gonna find that it was necessary, because I think that a lot of people are kind of like smartening up in one way or another now.
No, you're totally right. I was thinking the same thing, that like it's like an eye opener for people. Like people to realize that like there's a world around you. Like, are you living in it, or are you just a part of it?
Yeah.
And it's just interesting because it's like to me it feels like people are becoming like you and me, like we have been our whole lives.
Yeah.
Kind of awake to everything around us, but everyone else feels asleep. But now it feels like people are waking up. So.
And that's what I was thinking the whole time about the whole quarantine thing. I was like, my life really hasn't changed all that much at all.
Yeah, my life has been a quarantine. I mean,
like everybody's complaining, nah, I like this.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember the last episode we had kind of just had a general conversation about like kind of stuff, and I remember at that point I was talking about finishing an album that I had started.
Yep.
And then I proposed the title is DEADLAMB. I remember you were like, "Oh, that sounds kind of like a trap album," and I was like, "Oh," which at the time I was like, "Okay, makes sense." And since then, I've been able to finish that album, and I've been able to have you help me on that album.
Yeah.
That is crazy to me, because for the longest time, back in 2016, I had put out Paradigm, which was my most up until this point.
Right.
When I had finished that album, I was in a mind state where like high school was getting ready to end.
Right.
I was ready to start going on to college. I really had to like start growing up a little bit. And I found myself, whenever I tried to make a song after Paradigm,
Yeah.
the worst writer's block I've ever had in my life. Now, like, I typically get writer's block after, and it usually lasts 3 months. But once it started getting on like a year, I was starting to get worried, because it wasn't like I didn't try to make songs. I didn't try to make them. It just wasn't coming out as well as I wanted it to. And I felt like Paradigm was a pinnacle for me, because even though it's not the greatest album in the world, it was the greatest album that I had made up until that point.
Yeah, it was your greatest album. Like it was for you.
It was the first one, other than like Building My Machine. when I did that one junior year, and I liked that as a project, but that was more of a project. That wasn't a record.
Right, right.
So Paradigm was the first album that I had made that I was like proud of. Like I would somebody be like, "Hey, listen to this," and say it to them confidently because I worked my fucking ass off on that album.
Yeah, for sure.
You were there the whole time.
Yep.
And you saw me struggling to get that thing done, and when I did, I was just so intimidated by it. So back last April, I wrote the first song on DEADLAMB, Indian Summer. I wrote it in its entirety in one sitting. It took about 45 minutes. As soon as I finished writing that one, I wrote Daily Deja, both those songs in the same day. And then I didn't do anything for like 5 months.
Yep.
Those were like the first 2 songs I wrote where I was like, okay, this is solid. Maybe there's something here. Yeah. Originally on Indian Summer, it was supposed to be a different beat. I wrote the entire song to a different beat.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So that was the first time I had ever done that. And I heard the beat that I ended up choosing for Indian Summer, and it took me somewhere. And I was like, I was kind of like in a lazy mode at that point. I had written Indian Summer and Daily Deja, which were 2 like of the strongest verses I had ever written in my life.
Right.
I was afraid that if I sat down to try and do it again, it wouldn't be as good. So
right. I understand that for sure.
So I heard the beat that I chose for Indian Summer, and I'm telling you, that song, like, it sounds pretty smooth. Sounds like it was fairly simple, fairly easy to do, but that song took me really, really long time. I remember, I can pull it up. I'll probably post about it later, but I had like 18 different versions of that song.
Wow.
And that's the same for almost every song on that album, because I was like, you know what? If I'm going to make another album, I'm going to make a damn good album, and I'm going to spend what it's going to take. So then the next one I wrote, which was in October, was Begrudge a Demon.
Yep.
And then after that, starting in January of this year, I really just went full album mode. Every single day I was spending 10, 15 hours a day, because at the time I was laid off. I was looking for a job, so I was collecting unemployment for a while. So I was sitting there doing nothing, and then I thought to myself, I was like, if I can't do it now that I have like 3 months where I don't have to do anything, if I can't do it now, then I'm never going to be able to do it.
Yep.
So then I did DEADLAMB, then I did The Longest Night, and then I just had gotten on that role of just being able to write verses, and the whole thing came together. And this is like when I heard the beat for closed captions for the first time. I was like, I would love to make a song to that, but it was missing something.
Yeah.
So they heard the beat. I added the guitar. That's the first thing that I did on that song.
Yeah.
And I started like after I did that, I kind of put it away for probably 4 or 5 weeks.
Right.
It was those songs that like I figured was probably never gonna work out.
Right.
But had like a pretty cool little guitar solo on it, so I didn't want to get rid of it.
Yeah.
And then after I finished Posthuman with Asia, that like took a lot out of me. That was a very heavy song. So after I had finished that, I was like, man, I need to do something uplifting.
Right.
Something less like depressing. So I was trying to find something, because I tried to make that album to have its dark moments, but at its darkest moment at Posthuman is when it lifts back up. and then
Right.
goes from like dark songs, like they're littered on the first half of the album. Like most of those songs are pretty dark, and
Yeah.
then is a little bit lighter. I needed something to jumpstart that.
Right.
I sat for like a week or two, and I was like, man, I don't know what I want to do, because I started making some beats and stuff, and I couldn't find anything. But then I had like completely forgotten about that beat. I completely forgot I did the guitar solo to it, and then I was just going through my computer because I was in like a headlock because I didn't know what to do, and then I had that beat, and then I wrote closed captions in probably 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It just came to me all right there, and then I was like, you know what? I bet you Phil would do a really good job on this song, because I knew I wanted to have you on the album.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to have you, as Btrot on Paradigm.
Right. Yeah.
Which was classic. That's my favorite part about that album. Whenever I listen,
it's great. It's great.
especially the last song on there. That is one of the reasons why I still say to this day that is the album I'm most proud of.
Yeah.
At the time, everything came together.
Yep. It did. Yeah.
Yeah, so I had written closed captions to that beat, and I like another verse that I'd written. Like I had a whole rap verse that I wrote to it.
Yep.
But it wasn't. I didn't think it was on par with some of the other stuff that I was writing.
Okay.
It was good. It's not a bad verse, but I just didn't feel like justice.
Yeah,
So,
I see that. Yep.
So I reached out to you, and I remember saying, "Hey man, I got this song. The first half of it, I'd love it if like maybe you wanted to try and get the second half."
Yeah.
So like, tell me about what happened after that. Like when you received.
Well, yeah, you sent me that. I listened to it, and honestly, my first reaction was like, what am I gonna do to this? Like, how am I gonna make this into a song? I honestly didn't know if I was gonna rap or sing. I had no idea what I was gonna do on it. But I think it helped to. I really wasn't in a good place to be creative or to write raps. I mean, I haven't written. This was the first rap I've written in. I don't know. It's got to be like 2 years, maybe a year, but it's just been a long time. And there was one day where I pulled up that the track you sent me again, the beginning of closed captions, and I was like, you know what? I think today's the day I'm going to write the verse for this. So I just sat down. I had brand new headphones. I put them on, and I just went along with the rhythm. I was feeling the rhythm, and the lyrics just kind of came out because there was a lot on my mind, I think, at that time, and it definitely helped to get it out in rap format because it just been a long time since I've done that.
Hearing a Btrot verse for the first time in a long time was like, I almost cried. I was like, okay, this is what I've been listening to hear.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically like I put rap on the back burner. Like I would hear beats and everything, and I'd be listening to music, and I'm, be like, oh, I need to write a rap for this. I love this flow. I have a sick flow for this, but I just never had the motivation to sit down and do it. But then when I thought of the old times with me and you and writing raps, recording, it just kind of hit me someplace, and I was like, I've got to do this, like not just for me, but like for us. Like this is,
This song was something desperately needed.
Yeah, like we hadn't made music in a long time, and I just Like, I don't think I could have written this verse if I was writing it for myself. Like, if I was just making a song, writing a rap, I don't think I could record it the way I did. Um, so that day, I wrote it. Actually, I stayed up late writing it. It was like, I don't know, 1 a.m. I finished the verse. And it had to be perfect in my mind. Like, I wanted to get every flow right. And then I woke up the next morning and I just started grinding. I recorded, I think, 70 versions of it. Uh, and I just kept on trying to get it perfect. I was telling you there was a few times like trucks went by and stuff, and it just
one thing, a huge pain in the ass when you record like
yeah.
many times.
Yeah, it was just really obnoxious. There's like a train that goes by too. But anyways, really the final verse, the final recording that I did was when I stopped stressing about it and I stopped recording for a while. I was kind of getting mad about it because I just couldn't I didn't get it exactly how I wanted it. Even though it was all right, I was just missing one thing, you know. And so I went away from it for a while, came back, um, and I sat down and I approached it casually. And I had the rap memorized at that point that it just kind of flowed out and I wasn't really, thinking about it. I was just rapping it casually. And that's when it really sounded the best. Um, do you want me to go through some of the lyrics or did you want to break down your verse or?
How about we kind of like break it down in order?
Yeah,
So
you go ahead, man.
the first line in the song, when I still smile when I see them clouds open, that was after it had been like a series of pretty rainy days, and I'm like, I don't really get depressed anymore, but for some reason rain always seems to bring me down. So whenever like the sky opens back up, I always feel so much more alive.
Right.
Felt like that line had kind of symbolized the post-human, which was about the passing of my good friend Tristan. And then this song, it kind of like I wanted to have it be like from rain to sunshine. And if you listen to Post-Human on the chorus, there's like rain in the background. So that's
Right.
like sort of symbolize that. Um, and then as I got on to the verse, I started just thinking about people I haven't seen in a while.
Yep.
So that's why I was talking about bringing somebody over and putting a record on, because that's always like one of my happiness for me is whenever I get to spend time around my friends and we get to listen to music and stuff. And
Yeah.
it, back to us for years, we like I remember bumping Two Chains when we started getting into Two Chains, and I
Oh, that was great.
was about Two Chains.
Good drank, big nods. I put a 4 on the rocks. Lean, hot box, skirt, skirt. No hot box, no. Yeah. I could still rap the whole thing.
But yeah, what I was kind of looking at was when you've been feeling low for a little while and then start opening up, it can really change you in a lot of positive ways. So like I'd spent most of the time after high school just kind of secluded. Like I don't like I mean obviously I hang out with my girlfriend all the time. But like besides her, I haven't really had a lot of like friends or anything like that.
Yeah,
And
I feel you.
thinking about all the people that I just didn't keep in touch with that I should have.
Right.
And that's something I dealt with at other points on the album as well, is losing friendships, because I have when I get into, I talked about this the first verse and or the first the whole all of Suburban Vampires. I was talking about when I said there's something funny about the way that an artist behaves when he starts to create, you make up your own world, the real world starts to seem fake. What I was talking, when I get deep into a creative mold, nothing else matters.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, to the point where I won't eat, I won't sleep, but I also just won't talk to anybody because this might every time I write a song, I always think this might be the last good song I can ever write, because I've had that just I guess I don't want to call it performing anxiety, but just my entire like career of making music, I've always been scared because it's something I can never, when it comes to rap, dude, I can't explain it to you because I can't freestyle at all.
Yeah,
like,
me too.
Even a little bit.
Yeah.
But when I sit down and I hear the right beat and I start writing, it just comes right out of me. I can't explain it.
Oh, yeah, no. You don't have to explain it because I know exactly what you're talking about.
And like sometimes I'll listen to like or read back some of my verses and I'll be like, damn, I wrote that? Like, I have to be in the right mindset. Like, if I'm in the wrong mindset, I could never like write anything.
Right, yeah.
It's all a huge game for me. So every time I sit down and write a song, I know that I have that part of me that just vomits out music.
Yep.
It's just a matter of reaching that part, which can be difficult.
Yeah, no, I definitely hear you on that part. Yeah, and now every time I listen to closed captions, like your other songs, not on DEADLAMB, but just in the past, the other music you've made, I haven't like sung along with it or rapped along with it. It just, I liked it, but it was like I never took the time to like learn it or rap along with it. But tracks on DEADLAMB and your verse on, or your part of closed captions, like I know all of it because
I know your whole too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just I love how that song flows. And I love the guitar part in it. And is there anything else you wanted to say about your singing or?
Oh, I should mention that too. So, if you go way back in Jeffrey time, you'll land on the Yellow Project.
Yeah.
And you gotta hand it to me, man. I've been trying to sing since day one.
Yeah.
I never claimed to just be a rapper. So I've always had just melodies in my head all the time.
Yep.
Like I hear these beats and I have probably about 50 songs that I've written just over the course of my life that I just never did because I couldn't sing them, because I couldn't sing. So that was one of the huge things that I tried to focus on between the break of Paradigm and DEADLAMB, which was 4 years, which say because it feels like just yesterday.
I know, it is crazy.
Vividly remember us recording Pimpy G's Trap House together.
It's nuts how fast time has flown since then.
And then Anonymous too.
Yeah, I know. It feels like yesterday. It's nuts.
So, just a quick word on Anonymous. So I'm not going to tell you where to find it. I'm just going to tell you that it's on the internet. And if you do find it, I'm sorry. And it's great. I love it.
I just hit the high note. Hey. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Little band we started. And it started off as a joke. And then we ended up making an entire record as Anonymous.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you can find it, but I'm not.
One song is literally made up of autocorrect lyrics.
That's, in my opinion, that's the best damn song on the album.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Especially that mystery piano chord in the beginning of it. Or no, that wasn't that one. That was Laying with Lambs.
Yeah, that was Laying with Lambs. It was so strange. It just came out of nowhere. I think it was from my guitar. It was just kind of like still vibrating the strings. I don't know.
I mean, that's what it had to be.
It had to be that.
Yeah.
Yes. So do you want me to go, or do you want to talk more about Anonymous, or do you want me to go through the verse a little bit?
Well, let's just mention a few because this is something like I said, I'm not going to tell you where to find it, but I will talk about it. So, the idea for Anonymous came. I'm going to start like this.
Well, we were like walking outside. We were at my house, and you like came over for dinner or something, and we went outside. We had this really bad camera, and we decided we were gonna. Yeah, it was on his right. We said we were gonna record. Yeah, what we did is we used the camera to record the high note, the first version, which we lost. I don't know where that is. It's gone forever. But on Insta, it was good. It was the best version, but unfortunately that one is gone forever. But we recorded a snippet of it before it got deleted.
And then we recorded the actual version that ended up on the album at my house.
Yeah, we recorded it at your house, yeah.
And we recorded the rest of it at VHS.
Yeah, VHS. I'm pretty sure Mrs. D heard that. Like, she came in, I think, or something. I don't know.
She had given me dirty looks because, like, she told me I could record whatever I wanted. So I kind of used that.
I swear she heard us when we were doing, what was it? One of the Pimpy G songs. I think it was
Merc.
No, not Merc. What was the one where he did two versions of it?
Oh, like, what was Easy to the Brain?
Yeah, it was Easy to the Brain. I'm pretty sure she heard that one. Anyways, we were screaming. Anyway, yeah. So.
But yeah, so we had done that, and then we came up with like a costume too. So we ordered these two like.
Oh, I forgot about the masks. Oh yeah.
We put on suits, and then we had like these top hats, and then I remember we stood across the street from each other, and it's just like we literally like our eyes.
Yeah. Well, we had the idea to do the suit thing, but I don't think we actually did that. We did it once, did we?
Yeah, we did. Remember that time, like, we got suited up and then you...
Oh, and then I sat in the middle of the road?
Oh, no, that was a different time.
Oh, that was the time.
When we decided to just wear suits to school because we could.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Nobody wore a suit. It was just us, but it was so
just us. And people were like, what are you doing? And we're like, yeah, suit. Anyways, yeah, Anonymous, that was interesting. We'd go to the mall and we just like put on the masks for a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
And then we took them off. But oh yeah, remember Jury?
I swear to God, I still remember what that sheet of paper that has that recipe on it looks like.
Oh yeah, dude, I remember it too.
That was this jury.
That stuff tasted disgusting, man.
Jury was after the way that DJ Khaled says jewelry.
Yeah.
Jury.
Yeah.
So it's like the most unhealthy, like, lucky we didn't die energy drinks.
Yep.
Like, combined everything we found that had caffeine.
Okay. I think we gotta stop it there with jury. Because
yeah, we could tell the rest of that.
Yeah, we might get in trouble here. So we'll just say it was an interesting concoction. It was something interesting, you know.
It was rough. But yeah, so we started anonymous, and then we made the EP, and I still remember like we were rushing to like get that exported on a
Oh
tape.
yeah, oh yeah. We were like the school was closing or something.
Like to the point where we almost like even started arguing about it because we weren't sure what like which way to do it fast enough. Like I kept trying to tell him, be like, no, do it like this, you do it fast.
I remember that. Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, we had an argument over the official printing of Lat Lies, aka Lateral Laziness, and then we were gonna make that was an EP, and then we were gonna make a full length record called Ret Muse, which was short for Retarded Muse.
Yeah. Yeah, that was gonna be the full length. Yeah. We just did stuff happened, man. We did Lateral Laziness, and then
we put the first single of Ret Muse out, which I still
did.
Classic.
Yeah, I did too.
You listened to that recently? You should listen to it because it's really,
have I listened to it recently? Yeah, I have.
Incredibly good.
I know. It's so good.
Really good. In the
weirdest way. What's the name of it again? God Machine. Right? Yeah.
If you guys also, that's one, like, if you can find Anonymous, please listen to God Machine first, and then, like, if you like, tell your friends, because, like, we could probably still find an audience for that song. That's good enough that, like, somebody would listen to that, even if it's like a comedy record.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so tell everybody about your verse on closed caption.
Okay, so I'm not going to take too long because, I mean, all of my verses, anytime I write music, it has so many meanings, but I'll just kind of go through it real as quick as I can. So it starts off, I was flipping through the pages of my mind. I lost count. And then it goes on. It's talking about, the layers of my mind, the things that go on in my mind. There's so many pages, there's so many layers, and then it's talking about pain being the same amount as those layers in my mind. So it's just, and then it says I get numb, I can't run. So you.
Sorry to interrupt you here.
Yeah.
When you were like, and I never sleep at night, that was so hard, dude.
Yeah. When I went into that, I was like, I need to switch this flow, and I need to like get some like trap in there. So that's what I did. I was like, I never sleep at night. Can I win the fight? Do you see my light? I was like, yeah, this is it. In my room, I was like, I was bumping. It was
yeah.
great.
Like when that one moment in the song, it's just like that's it.
Yeah, like this track, like it has a lot of deep meaning, but like I was trying to just like vibe the whole time. Like it also you're supposed to bump to it, that's the whole idea. So it's talking about I get numb, I can't run. So there's a lot of things I can't run from. You got to face them, but it's hard to face them when you're numb, And then it's talking about digging, living in a hole that I can't keep filling. So, there's, a lot of this verse is realistic to how the things I deal with on a regular basis. And a lot of times I do feel like I'm living in a hole and I keep digging it deeper, and I can't get out. No matter how much I fill it with distractions. So I was getting this image of like, me trying to shovel other things into the hole to make it go higher so that I can get above ground. But it's like there's never enough dirt to get the hole up to the ground again. So I was just thinking about that, and then I can't keep filling with distract, no action, no sound around, closed captions. So that was like, there's no sound around. You get in your own head, so you're not listening to the things in the world. So you need closed captions, to see what is actually going on in my life. I'm not going to tell you. You have to look for the captions.
Wait, let me touch on the name of the song real quick. So when I sent it to him, I didn't have a title, so you sent it back to me as closed captions, and you were like, "Oh, I just figured this is random title for now," and I was like, "Nah, dude, that's perfect because I couldn't come for it."
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. That was just the one lyric that stuck out to me, so I was like, yeah, whatever. But it does actually work for the theme of the song, which is nice. So yeah, I was thinking about, what kind of I was trying to play off what the themes that you were putting into it as well. So I started to get into that, but like no bands, no fans, I ain't asking, just trying to get myself unmasked. So there's, at the end of the day, I don't look for money, and money doesn't really hold a lot of meaning to me, which is strange, but it's true. And so like what I really am searching for is like, I want to know who I am. I don't care about money. But in that pursuit of myself, I keep crashing. Because you still have to earn a paycheck, even though you want to, just focus on your own self-exploration. So, it keeps on going, blah, blah, blah. Bastards, the masses. I'm kind of talking about my dad there. And I can't keep taking these lashes for these bastards of the masses. So, I had to deal with, or I got the pain of the problems that my dad hasn't dealt with, and that my dad never dealt with, and then I took the lashes for that. So it's like, and then I say no, because I'm trying to, it's like I'm trying to get that out of my head. That's not who I am. I'm not going to let that define me. I'm not like my dad. So it keeps on going, and I'll keep breathing, blah, blah. And I see that I'm still dreaming. That's pretty self-explanatory. And then I never sleep at night. Can I win the fight? Do you see my light? I think that I might not know it's right. So that's like, it's pretty self-explanatory there too. But it's also true. Like that's all very, like when I write lyrics, it's all very honest from my heart. And I can't really lie when it comes to lyrics. Like it just comes out, even if I don't want it to sometimes. So it's like I never sleep at night is it's a bit of an exaggeration. I do sleep, but it's very hard for me to go to sleep, and I go to sleep late often. Can I win the fight? Do you see my light? So like I'm asking people out there, like even though I'm fighting with things within myself, do you still see that like I'm a good person? Do you still see that like I'm not an evil person just because I have bad tendencies, and then can I win the fight? You don't, most of the times you don't feel like you can, but you got to keep on going because there's things worth it, if you win. And then I keep on lowering my standards. What I want, what I need, rude manners. That was kind of a weird lyric to get across, because it's like I've always set my standards high for who I hang out with, who I am, who I want to get in a romantic relationship with. But I find myself lowering my standards, and I'm such a nice guy that sometimes I feel like what I want and what I need is rude manners. What I need is to be a little bit, more edgy, more not such of a nice guy, because that's how you survive in the world. Even though, that's not obviously right, but it's just how you feel. And then by the time I get these banners up, everyone that I know moved to Canada. That's kind of, a reference to this stuff going on in the world, and how people are moving out of the U.S. and people don't want to be around the hate in this world, or in the U.S. in particular. But also like by the time I get these banners up, so like the things that I'm fighting for, the things I want for this world, by the time I get that up so that people know it, it'll be too late, and they've had enough of this randomness. You just have people deserting you in your life because you're so unpredictable with your actions, with your life. Things just get very unpredictable because you're trying hard to live, but people they distance themselves from you because of that. And so they're banning us. Are you man enough to keep standing up? So that was kind of like in quotations, are you man enough to keep standing up? That's something that people tell you. That's something that I've been told. Not like when I'm saying that lyric, I'm not telling the listener, are you man enough to stand up? I'm saying like, they're banning us. Are you man enough to keep standing up? I'm like saying it sarcastically, basically, to the listener. Or will you fall down the confines of this small town? That's what I did. I fell down. I got low in myself, and then I realized that I needed to break out of the confines of the small town. I needed to, figure out who I was, and so that's what I did. And I've been around. I've seen the doubt, so I question how you can live your whole damn life underground. That was just like a good closer. Like I seen the doubt in people. Like I see that you don't want to live this, like you don't want a fake life. I see the doubt that that there is something more than a 9-to-5 job. I see that, so I question how you can live your whole damn life underground. Like if you see that there's something more, then why are you still living underground? And then the hook or whatever, the closing singing part, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's just I can't decide if I want to live or die, but like there's still some hope there because there's still time to reverse the tide and enjoy the ride. Like even though you can't, every day it feels like is a struggle to live, there's still time to enjoy life, and to reverse that hate that's in your mind. So anyways, hopefully that wasn't too long. Sorry about that.
No, that's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted.
Okay.
Like after we had made that song and then we finished it, I did that one, and then I did Suburban Vampires, which I had written bits and pieces of like as far as 2 years. So that's the thing that like these songs have like been in the process of being written for a long time. Like I went through a lot of my notebooks, and then I used to just write raps all day long. It was all I did.
Yep.
So I had plenty of material to go through, and like I found some stuff in notebooks dating as far back as like 2014, and I was, oh, that's a pretty good one. So I threw it in there. So like realistically, I've been working on this album for my whole life. But
yeah, that's so cool.
So I did Suburban Vampires, which is a really just important song to me because I felt like that was the song that just kind of let everybody know where I was at in life. Like apart from like the other songs, like do you have like you've listened to the album? Like what was your general consensus about it?
Well, when I first listened to it, it was like I was getting to know somebody that I never really knew. And it's not like I didn't. It's basically like you were voicing everything that we kind of knew about each other, that I knew about you, but we didn't really talk about it because it was easier for us to just, be dumb, and kind of use that as a cover because we didn't really want to talk about it. We already knew what we were going through. We're like, when we were together, we wanted to have fun. We didn't want to, dwell in a place of darkness. So I think when I listened to that album, it was like you were voicing everything that I wish you had, like when we were friends, like before, or I wish I would have asked, you to tell me those things, even though like I already knew them, like you hadn't said it. So it was just like it just seemed very poignant. The whole album, it was just very in your face. Like you can't avoid knowing who this person is. And I think that came across very well. And, it made me want to listen to it multiple times. So,
which is definitely I think you listened to Paradigm like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, I listened to that like 3 or 4 times. But DEADLAMB, I don't know, it's going on 10 maybe. So
that's incredible for me because I was so scared to put this out into the world because I had like a lot of points on this album where I was like, wait a minute, should I hold back? Am I going like, am I saying too much? Am I getting too personal? Is this gonna make people uncomfortable? And then like parts of the album I want to make people uncomfortable, but my whole like thing with this album was this is me.
Right.
Everything I do from now on is my own.
Yep.
Is like my, hey, I'm over here, I exist sort of thing. Right. So this is like, I wanted to put it out because I wanted to, we had talked about this a little bit, but besides like Anonymous and the majority of It's Benny Bitch 2, we've never, like, we've had, we've probably done Fireplace. I got 2 features on Btropolis. We got closed captions now.
Yeah.
The Art of Peer Pressure.
I'd say like 5 or so, 5 or 6. Yeah. Yeah. Of serious collaborations, right? Yeah.
And after like we did closed captions, it wasn't so much like, oh yeah, I have my boy hop on this song with. I just, after like I listened to it, I want to say I listened to that song probably like 20 times since we like put the final one out there. Yeah. And man, this sounds right. Like this sounds like something that shouldn't end here.
That's the thing. It's like we literally flow into each other. Like that's how that song feels. It feels like 2 personalities melding, and it's just so like fluid, and it literally feels like it was made by like a rap duo, or it doesn't feel like it was made by 2 separate artists. So it's cool.
Like I want to make an album with you. I want to start like a group.
Yeah, for sure.
But like I want to do crazy things.
Yeah.
I don't want to
everything different. Yeah.
I want to do everything that I've never done before. I have a really big announcement that I need to make next week.
I'm pregnant.
No. Thank God, no.
Me and my girlfriend are getting married.
I'm fucking I'm like pretty fucking stoned right now.
Anyways, so what's that announcement you got?
So the announcement is I'm gonna announce this publicly next week. So this is gonna like
exclusive.
Yeah, you get to know. Like if you listen to it, you'll get to know. I'm starting a rock band with three of my good friends.
Hey.
And we've been working on music for about 2-3 months now.
Nice.
And we've got some like pretty good songs. So I'm gonna. There's still. DEADLAMB isn't the last Zephyr Shriekel album, but it's the last Zephyr Shrikol As You Remembered Him album. It's
Yeah,
not
right.
insane, and like
Yeah.
I'm still rapping all that stuff. I'm gonna use it more of like a mixtape sort of thing. So like I'll drop like a 10-song mixtape where like I rap and then that's it. So that's happening. I'm gonna make that announcement, but I also want to talk about just real quick, like we could do so many different things because we both make beats. We're both extremely talented writers. We've got like I kind of see us being almost like a new version of like MGMT in a way or something like that.
Yeah, 21 Pilots or something.
By the way, I did not know that MGMT formed in Connecticut. I just found that out like
Oh, really? Didn't know that? Yeah, they did. It's pretty nuts.
that was pretty cool. But thinking like we should make a group that's like a perfect cross between MGMT and 21 Pilots.
Yeah.
So
I'll be Tyler. I'll be Tyler Joseph.
we could like the craziest shit.
Oh,
So,
we really could.
Mark my, that's gonna happen. It might take a while.
It might take a while because we got busy lives, but we're gonna make it happen.
When we do it, it's gonna be good, and it's gonna be.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be real good.
We're putting out. This is like the matured Anonymous.
Oh yeah. It's like Anonymous grew up, you know. Yeah. Also, like we made an intention. It was kind of ridiculous, but we're like, you know, we don't want people to know who Anonymous is. Like they're supposed to be anonymous, right? So we're like, we'll just change our voices and no one will know it's us. Yeah. Like we had these squeaky voices and everything.
I had this dream, and this was one of the better dreams I've had in my life. Yep. This was probably like senior year, like probably I think it was like 2 or 3 months before we were about to graduate. I had a dream that like you and I were at the talent show, but we came as anonymous and we were in our suits and our mask and then like our top hats and stuff.
Yeah.
Like we were performing and stuff.
Yep.
And everybody knew it was us. Like it was no secret.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of want to like share the link to it. Just like I'm warning you, it's explicit. It's
very explicit.
Extremely explicit. So we warned you. We didn't warn you. If you go and listen to it and complain about it, we warned you.
There is maybe a particular word that you know. Remember that?
Probably be a particular 2 words.
Yeah, whoops, I remember that.
So if like anybody ever tries to come and cancel us, this was a very different time.
Very different times, yeah.
Don't cancel Zephyr and Btrot.
Yeah, come on, cut us some slack. We were just, you know, 2 kids having a punk band, you know. Let's just keep it at that.
But yeah, so before we get going, I want you to you recently released an EP called Quiet Chaos.
Yep.
Which I've listened to, I want to say like 7 or 8 times now.
Okay.
And I've like normally I'm not into like instrumental music.
Yep.
But I listened to that and I just felt that and kind of like I could almost kind of like what you were feeling at certain points. And I thought it was just like a really trippy, like just long ride and I loved it. So just tell me everything there is to know about it, like how it started, when you did it.
Yeah, so each song on there I recorded, or I didn't record, I mean I produced at a different point in my life. And it was a EP long in the making. I didn't really intend it to be an EP. Really what it was is whenever I had some event happen in my life or some time where I really needed to express myself creatively, I would do a little bit on producing one of the tracks. So it took a while for me to come out with all of them. I think the one I want to start with, Ether is the first track on there, but I think I want to start with Tranquility, because that one, I was living with an older guy in Massachusetts, and I was just kind of hopping around to people I knew in that area, and I was working at a used car dealership, and I hated the job. I hated my life. Everything was not what I wanted it to be. And one day I sat down at the piano in this old guy's house, and that melody just came to me. And I played out the whole thing, and then I recorded it. And he had a big grandfather clock sitting there, and you can hear it ticking in the background. And when I remember playing it, and it brought me just so much peace. Like I was just lost in my sadness. And so that's how that one was recorded. And that was like, I don't know, more than a year ago. And then we got Ether. That was the first track there. And I tried to do a lot of weird stuff with that one. I first had it as, just a clean drum beat. Everything was very clean. And I had the orchestra come in, the violin, and it was just very clean, very smooth. But I felt like it was too clean, and I needed to disrupt it with some strange noises, something strange. I needed to make it more realistic to how my headspace is. So I put in those weird vocal chops, which the guy on Instagram who reviewed the album, or the EP, he's like, that song could have been great if those vocal chops weren't in there. And I was like, come on, man. Thing is, that's why it's good that I'm explaining it on here, because then if you listen to this, then you know why that's in there. Initially, it wasn't in there. So
about App Music Review really quick. So App Music Review, that's all we know about App Music Review.
That's all we know. It's just we don't even have a face. It's just this guy.
His profile picture. So he or she. I've been calling you man and bro for the whole time. So if you're a girl, I'm so sorry. I have no way of knowing, and I can't really picture like a girl.
But you know what? That just makes it better. It just makes it more intriguing.
So I'm just gonna keep man and broing you until you stop me. So, but yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that guy, Music Review, he reviewed it, which I appreciate. It was very nice. He or she, whatever. So that was the first track, and I made that one, I think, when I was in college. I did about 2 semesters of college, and again, a very difficult time in my life. And all of these tracks I posted on SoundCloud individually. But, nobody really listened to them. And they didn't really come together until the last track I made. So, Breath, I wanted that to be a standalone song. I didn't even want to put that in any collection at all. Actually, it was intended for me to do a verse on it, and then I was going to have you do a verse on it. But it just kind of fell through the cracks. Huh?
We can still do that, by the way. If you want.
I know we should.
I think we definitely should. We definitely should. Deluxe. So.
I know. I was gonna do a deluxe and maybe add some bonus tracks there too. But yeah, the guy from Music Review also said, you should have some rap in there. But anyways, yeah, Breath is kind of like, you can hear breaths in there, and I got some breath sound effects, which kind of added to the atmosphere. And that was like the first hard trap track that I've like ever made. But it just sounded so good. I was like, yeah, this is great. Harmony. That one just kind of came together very nicely, and it just worked with the EP where it was after Breath goes straight into harmony. It just worked, and I tried to make the flow of the EP work after I had produced each song. I figured out the order of it, which took a little while, but it made sense. So Harmony was just kind of like a feel-good track, and that one had some little drops in there. It was just kind of neat. And then Tranquility track I already talked about. I love that track. It's beautiful. And I wish I'd recorded it in a better place, with a better piano, but kind of adds to the weird effect of it. It's supposed to be distorted and make you feel like there's, it's not really normal and crisp. Fortune.exe, that's a weird name for a song, obviously, but the reason I thought of that is because it's like, at first I thought of Fortune when I produced the track. I was like, this sounds like Fortune, like, you are a successful person, like I don't know, just the way it sounds like, feel good, like everything's good in life. And so I don't know, that was just supposed to be in there. It's just kind of a chill track. And that one didn't take too much time for me to make. Now the last track I did a full explanation of, which I sent over to you. And I'm not going to do a full explanation again because it's pretty complex, but that track means a lot more to me than any of the other tracks on this EP. And it's a lot different than anything I've ever made before, because it sounds uncomfortable. And the beginning part is very sudden without any warning, and it's supposed to feel very, kind of eerie and uncomfortable. And it's called 41820. What's funny?
So you mentioned that it was supposed to be kind of like dark and uncomfortable. Go back to Mr. Music Review described BG's Trap House as, he said, the only thing I can say about this song is it's just creepy. And that's like, that's exactly the vibe I was going for. I almost the picture of BG is like a circus clown that's like about to come and pounce him.
Oh yeah, it's very strange and creepy. It's like from a flippin' nightmare. But anyways, this track though, Music Review, he said some weird stuff about it too. He's like, "Where's the drop, man? Like where's the beat drop?" And I was like,
"What do you know about the beat drop?"
I was like, "There's not supposed to be a beat drop, okay? It's just supposed to go to these hard drums because it's like that's your heartbeat. You're trying to stay alive. Like it's this hard beat, and that's it. There's nothing else." So everything about that track is very poignant. There's a lot of meaning to that. If you care about the meaning, contact me personally. I don't really want to talk about it right now. There's too much to talk about. So, 41820 though, I was going to call it something else. But the way I felt, that track is very personal to me, and the way I felt on that day was how the track came out. So I didn't want to forget that. I didn't want to forget that day. I didn't want to forget what made that track what it is. And so that's why it stayed the date that I made it. And Quiet Chaos, just the EP as a whole.
I love the cover, by the way.
Yeah, thanks.
Simple, but so effective.
Yeah, and that's the point. It's the word quiet and chaos are obviously opposites, and that's the point. Is There's no in between. It's either my mind is quiet and silent and empty, or there's just complete chaos. So that's just the whole point. And there's a lot of, you can see that in the EP. Every track is there's some tracks that are quiet and peaceful, and then there's some that are just chaotic and crazy. So that's that. Yeah.
So before we wrap this up here, I got a little rapid fire question round for you.
Oh yeah, let's do it. Here we go.
I'm gonna kind of put you on the spot a little bit with this.
Okay, that's fine. Let's do it.
First one, top 3.
Wait, say it again. You cut off.
Your first one, top 3 favorite.
Okay, Trench. Something else. I'm Easy to Find, The National. Something else. Sure, Big Fish Theory, Vince Staples. Okay, there you go.
Favorite song you've ever made.
Favorite what?
Favorite song you've ever made.
Wow.
You can take your time with this one.
It would probably have to be either 41820 or Subdued From. I don't know. Maybe Love Songs. Or Song Does Not Equals Love. That's a classic right there.
We got to turn like people who are starting to listen to this podcast onto our discography. We made a lot of fucking music over there.
We did a lot of music. I mean, if you check, he's got like, I don't know, on your SoundCloud you got 45 tracks. I've got 46 tracks on mine. We got a lot of music.
Albums up there.
Yeah. Just check it out. All right, what's the next question?
Next question. An album you're embarrassed to like.
Let's see. Embarrassed to like. I mean, I don't really care what people think about my musical preferences, but if I had to pick one, this is difficult. Maybe what's that album? What is it? I think it's Lil Pump's first album or something. I don't know. I think that's it. But anyways.
What kind of music do you want to make in the future?
I want to make more EDM and rap, but not hard EDM, not any weird EDM, but just kind of.
We can do that in our band.
Yeah. Yeah, we should.
So
there's this one genre, and I have to turn you on it actually because this is a very interesting genre. It's called Vapor Soul. Okay.
Okay.
And apparently, according to Spotify, it's my favorite genre of 2019. But anyways, so that's kind of the direction I want to go with my music more is Vapor Soul. Yep.
Everybody watching this, go check out Vapor Soul.
Oh yeah, listen to some Vapor Soul. Send me some tracks, man. Let's do it.
Post your favorite Vapor Soul tracks.
Exactly. All right, next question.
All right. If you could change anything on Quiet Chaos, would you, and what would it be?
Yeah, I think I would. I would probably like to record Tranquility in a, as a better version. And instead of having like fuzz in the background, actually maybe put a background rain track. But it just sounds a little bit too messy for me. And maybe I wouldn't. Maybe I wouldn't repeat the same melody that's in Fortune.exe and Harmony.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I think that's it. I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, I'd add more tracks maybe. Want to make it a full length album eventually, maybe. That's about it.
I mean, I would love to like help with that. I'd love to do a song here.
Yeah, I think that would be cool. Yeah, maybe we should.
So that just about concludes the first we had our first episode, so this is kind of part 2. So I'm gonna consider this the end of the grand finale episode of War Hippies, which you got that title, man. Nobody else can say they're the first guest. So,
all right, I'm the first guest.
Next week, I'm really excited to announce this. I have a fucking band coming over. These guys.
I saw that. I looked at their link. I looked at their Instagram.
You gotta listen to their music, dude. Listen to 53 in Piece by Piece. Now, if you go on Spotify, 53, like these guys have some pretty impressive numbers. 53 has over 40,000 views. They have videos on YouTube that have like over 2 million views. So like, I've been like listening to like all their stuff repeat, and like, I'm fucking ready for it. So next,
so cool.
I'm gonna speak with them on Monday. So this episode might be out tonight, might be out tomorrow. Not sure, too, but yeah, man. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, real quick. All right, yeah. We're gonna do a real fast best friends test because I've always wanted to do this, and we got it. We got to do it. All right. So here, I'll go first. What's my favorite color?
Your favorite color is blue?
Yep. All right. You ask or something. You ask something. You can ask any question.
Damn.
About yourself.
Who?
Something only I would know, maybe.
Only you. Shit. God damn it. Something only you would know. Oh man. I'm just gonna cop out. What's my favorite?
Your favorite color? Green.
Yes. It is current. It now includes purple. But
oh, nice. Yeah. Honestly, like my colors have morphed into blue, purple, and black. Like those are my 3 favorites. Okay, another thing. Let's see. What? Have I? Okay. What have I stolen and how much?
That's the list. Oh.
Wait. Let's give a number of. Okay. There's how much money have I stolen from a particular organization?
$20.
20.
I think it was 20.
Oh, are you talking about VHS?
Yeah.
In the soda?
Oh no! I was talking about that time that I got that vape pen and I sold it to
Oh, right.
So I like had taken money to go. I think it was like $10 or $20. I'd taken it. I'd taken her money, and I was like, "All right, I'll go get you your pen." But then, the assistant gym teacher walked into the boys' bathroom while I was vaping in the bathroom, and I got suspended for 3 days.
I remember that.
And you were like raising money for the robotics club, and then you helped me out because I had no way. She was like, I want my money back. I want my money back. So like,
That's right. I remember that.
but to touch on the juice, so we used to at BHS. We had lunch, and you would form a line in the beginning.
All right, we probably shouldn't tell this story just because you never know if someone from Bolton High will listen to this and then report us to the principal or something. I don't know, man.
What is Mr. Joe Maselli gonna be able to say to me at 21?
I don't know. He might be like, they might send us a check for I don't know how much,
I would say probably it has to end up being like at least like $70.
Yeah, I would say. Anyways, that was my good old days. I got the art of the craft just perfect. But anyways, we won't get into that. So I can't think of another one. Let's see. My mind is so blank right now.
When you're forced to think about it, it's hard.
I know, right? All right. Let's see. Which who did I have a crush on right across the street?
Right across the street.
We both did. Okay, my house, across from my house.
What?
It was only for a short period of time.
Damn, I remember this. When was this?
Would have been summer after 8th grade.
Summer 8th grade. I remember what you looked like, but I don't remember.
I forget her name, but you can just say like what you know her as.
Oh man, I don't remember. What we have a nickname for her?
No, we did. We didn't. Jesse's sister. Remember?
Oh. Yeah. I wonder, Jesse, if you're watching this right now, you should hit us up because we miss you.
That was okay. Yeah. All right. I think that's a good spot to end there.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I'm gonna go down first guest of War Hippies, and obviously you are welcome on this podcast whenever you want.
All right.
So yeah, man, I'll fucking hit you up.
Yeah, of course.
Peace.
Yeah, peace.
Here, let me stop recording.
Okay. Yeah, we can stay on for a bit longer. All right. Okay, I hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay. It's 11 o'clock. I gotta get going.
Yeah. No, I got you. Yeah, me too. Wait, is it really that late though? Oh wow. All right. There was one thing I was gonna say. What was it? Oh yeah.